This is an official alert from the Arizona State Zombie Defense System. This is not a test. Lake Havasu City is being invaded by zombies.
Welcome to All Things Havasu with Chris Rydell and Lonnie Stevenson. It's everything you'd expect from these guys. Plus some serious interviews about Lake Havasu City. Now, All Things Havasu.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to yet another edition of All Things Havasu. I'm your host, Chris Rydell, with my good buddy, Lonnie Stevenson. Who's your co-host? My co-host, not your co-host. We're here today to talk about the zombie apocalypse. As we said in our teaser, of course, the zombie apocalypse is coming. It's a very important story. But we're not going to talk about that yet. We're going to put that off until later, because we have other things to talk about.
We do?
We do.
Sounds like you're the one doing all the talking.
What else is new?
God.
So, it's kind of like the newscasters. Have you ever been sitting home and they say it's like 5 o'clock at night and the news comes on and it says, there's a household item that can kill your children. Tune in at 11 to find out why.
Oh, now we're doing teasers?
Well, that's like the teaser at the beginning of our podcast. We'll tell them about something horrible, but make them wait until the end to find out.
Something horrible's going to happen?
Well, the zombie apocalypse isn't a cakewalk. So, before we get into the zombie apocalypse, I had something that I'd like to talk about. And, this is called All Things Havasu, so we do try to talk about things in Havasu. But we've decided to come up with a new segment called Not Havasu. So let's talk about things not Havasu for a moment. And this is the segment where we talk about things that have nothing to do with Havasu and just have something to do with maybe a story we saw on the internet, maybe something funny that happened. You're looking at me very strangely, Lonnie.
This is not what we rehearsed.
This is not the rehearsal. This is called ad-libbing. And I came across this, and this is actually kind of funny. This came out of actually about a week ago, and it's a viral video. And two gentlemen by the name of Joe Pickett and Nick Pruer have a festival it's called the Found Footage Festival. And in order to promote it, what this guy did is he actually, in the Midwest, in Wisconsin and Illinois, approached 5 different TV stations, and he asked if he could come on to promote his cooking book. And let's just say he's not a real chef. So he really wasn't cooking anything. He was making up most ridiculous, disgusting things. And he somehow managed to get on the radio, on 5 different newscasts, and was able to complete 5 different newscasts making absolutely disgusting, mixed-up food that don't go together, and not one of the newscasters pulled him on it. I know this is a podcast and you can't see what we're looking at.
So this guy is not a chef.
Not a chef.
He's claiming to be a chef.
Exactly.
And he's putting together strange ingredients, whipping up something fabulous on live newscasts.
Yes.
That these newscasters are probably tasting.
Exactly. They're tasting these things.
And going with that is the most marvelous thing I've ever tasted. And in fact, it is horrible garbage.
Yes, it's leftovers. It's leftovers from last night that he's blending together to make these wonderful concoctions. And it says volumes that, nobody's afraid to, everyone's afraid to say something. Everybody just kind of goes along with it. They buy into it. And he had to get through producers and, showrunners and get on the show. He had a fake book cover. And this was, the names that he drops are really funny because, let's just listen. We'll pause as we hear some funny things. This is the actual newscast.
You are cooking up something in the kitchen. Well, I'm not cooking. You're lucky because I'm actually not cooking. But 'tis the season for get-togethers,
so
and
here's
more
a guy
often
with
than
a
not, that
chef outfit.
translates into
They're
leftovers.
sitting in
So this morning
mock-up
you're
kitchen.
in luck, Chef.
Now, right off the bat, we're watching the video here, and this guy has a chef hat on, and you look at the guy, and I'm already seeing red flags. He just looks ridiculous. And then you have this totally serious newscaster, and the food in front of him is just leftovers.
Keith Gerke is here, author of Leftovers Right, Making a Winner of Last Night's Dinner.
Pretty good title,
That's
right?
That's a great book title.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yes, leftovers are my thing. My mother, Mama Gerke, grew up making creative, fun leftovers. And, 9 times out of 10, you're throwing leftovers away. Or I feed them to my dog. I've got a little dog champion, Cathan Fable Little Star. And she loves it. She's a you-know-what, but she doesn't deserve them. Your family deserves the leftovers.
But sometimes it can be like, the same turkey over and over.
Exactly.
So you're getting creative here.
Okay, so his name is Keith Gerke, which rhymes with beef jerky. That should be that should be the first
Well,
name.
in hindsight, of course.
Let's get started here. Yeah. First of all, mashed potatoes, boring, right?
Right.
How about a mashed potato ice cream cone? What do you think about that?
That's fun.
All right, so you just basically, this is real
That's
simple. You
fun.
can have your daughter do this or whoever.
Taking
You put a little
mashed
scoop of gravy. It can be
potatoes,
room temperature because your hand kind of
putting
warms
some
up.
gravy
It's
in
like
the
a
cone
drumstick
first,
almost, like one of those frozen things.
then mashed
Just put in some of
potatoes.
this. But the fun part comes with the toppings. So I'd go ahead and put some, these are your sprinkles. I think of this as like a
Like
sundae
corn
bar.
sprinkles?
Yeah, so
Okay,
put on some
okay.
corn sprinkles.
Down here.
And of course, don't forget your cranberry cherry on top.
Oh, how fun. But to get the kids involved, too, we talk about getting them involved so often in the kitchen, and this is an easy way to do
So
it.
Now, of
important.
course, you got to get the kids involved because, this is a family affair. She has this ice cream cone that he's poured gravy into, shoved a scoop of mashed potatoes, and then is having her sprinkle it with day-old corn and cherries and cranberries. And she's doing this all with him with a smile on her face.
And, one thing, let's talk turkey. I mean,
Okay.
we're talking Thanksgiving, we're talking turkey.
How cute that is.
And I think a lot of people,
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
cute.
like
Eat it.
turkey, because what I hear over and over is when they microwave it, and when it has this smell, it kind of is like... What it is, I found there's bacteria that forms like a flatulent smell or kind of like a bathroom smell, but it's fine. It's perfectly safe. You just
Okay.
put it in enough stuff. It doesn't matter.
It just covers that up.
Yeah.
All right.
Case in point, we've got right here, you've heard of ants on a log, the
Right.
kindergarten favorite with celery. Here we have ants on a leg, a
That's so
clever
cute. Look at
spoof
this.
on that, isn't it?
Yeah, that is really cute.
Why don't you take a bite of these? These are actually good. If you get a cranberry in the bite, it's just... because then you got your mashed potatoes and it's all in one. Kids have a lot of fun
She's
with this.
eating this
convenient.
now, and she's
Here's my
acting
favorite.
like it tastes
This
good.
one's a little fun. Remember hand turkeys in kindergarten?
Right.
You're tracing your hand?
Right.
Let's do that on flatbread. Let's create a fun turkey sandwich. So I got a marker there. We got scissors. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to go ahead.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Get it
you're
right
going to
in
want
here.
to, once we do this,
He's
we're going to want
using
to
a
cut
magic
inside the
marker
line.
on
Obviously,
the bread.
Can't stress enough, you don't want to ingest the marker.
Yeah, we're not recommending that.
And safety is important too. Like, why don't you go ahead and take your scissors, cut that out.
Oh, how fun is
Isn't
that?
this cool?
Yeah.
And you can't. I mean, I do stress. We have a motto in the Gerke family: accidents stink. You don't want to have an accident. So
True.
when you're doing kids, with kids here, you got to be sure that.
Be careful.
Yeah,
So
you
just
can
like my
actually cut it for
6-year-old
them if you want.
at Thanksgiving,
now, you microwave the turkey to
They're
heat it
cutting
up,
out their
and you're going to actually
handprint
make two
in
of
the
these,
form of a
so you can have
turkey.
them top and.
On these round tortilla bread, flatbread things.
And a bottom.
Oh, it's like a sandwich.
Yeah, and a lot of
Oh,
chefs don't like
yeah.
microwaves. I think they're fine. They're a chef's best friend. They
They're
are
real life. It's what most of us
Yeah,
have to
it's
use.
a time
yeah.
saver, and all these recipes work with real life. And so what you do is, mine's a little sloppy here this
Mine
morning,
is
but
too.
you'll get the idea.
Okay.
And then what we do is,
we got the idea,
let's scoop
all
on
right.
some of the turkey. Here's my hand,
Okay.
and then you put on your hand. Generally,
Okay.
you'd want to get more marker off than that, but
Right,
we'll do
right.
our best.
Just for TV's sake,
Yeah.
get it. Okay.
And let me show you what the finished product is, because you can really have fun with this.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and what I've done is I put some of these frilly toothpicks, 2 eyes. I had to do this in the car, so it's not perfect. But, you can
did
do
it in the
real creative
car?
with this and just have fun and pour some gravy on it. Go
But
crazy.
what a fun way. And again, instead of throwing the food away, stretching that food dollar and really making it work and getting your kids excited about
How
eating.
hard up was this
Exactly, yes.
TV
All right,
show
so come
for
meet Chef Keith
segments?
today. You are going to be at Barnes & Noble at 1 o'clock. He's going to be signing copies of his new
So is this an
book.
actual book?
Yeah, actually,
No.
I should say I just checked my email before, and I might have to cancel the signing because the books have not arrived.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think
okay,
they're
never
coming in
mind
today. Could I mention my charity real quick?
Sure,
though? It's
absolutely.
called the Leftovers Project. We're asking, it's like a canned food drive, but with leftovers. So you bring your leftovers a week old or less
Yeah.
down, and we reheat
A
them
week
at
old.
participating Walmarts. And just we ask if you bring your Tupperware container, be okay with losing it. Sometimes they get legs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
walk
yeah,
away.
right.
But
That's a great
yeah, so
idea.
it's leftoverproject.biz.
The book is called Leftovers Right, Make a Winner of Last Night's Dinner. Look for that at bookstores. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks so much for having
We'll
me.
put more information on fox6now.com. There you have it. Rob?
Yes.
You?
Fox6.now. Now,
No, that's just one of 5 stations that he got by.
what state is this? What?
Illinois and Wisconsin. He got through on 5 different stations. Nobody caught on. Nobody in the middle went, wait a minute, this is a joke. This is fake, right? Everybody went along with it. They released the whole thing. You guys couldn't see he had a fake book cover, and it was pretty ridiculous looking book cover. He canceled his Barnes & Noble book signing because he really didn't even write the book. And he fell for it. So I got a kick out of that story. Do you think we can have some people trying to fool us? Maybe there really isn't a zombie apocalypse.
I'm speechless. That is one of the most ridiculous things that I have seen, and another reason why I don't watch, I guess, morning shows, because of... We got to put the link up on our page or something for...
We will put the link up for the video so you can take a look at it, but it's pretty funny.
And how bored were you finding stuff like this?
Well, I heard about this on the radio. Actually, on another radio show coming into work. So I thought this was pretty funny, and we got to check this out.
Oh, my gosh.
So now we can talk about the zombie apocalypse.
Zombies and leftover turkey, day-old leftovers bring down to the Walmart.
How many people do you think went to Walmart and actually brought?
Gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, folks. Well, now enjoy our conversation with Chad Nelson and Joseph Juneau from 999 Dead. You're going to love this today. Listen. All right. We're ready to get started here today with our guests. We have Joseph Juneau, who is the owner of 999 Dead. Is that the name of your company?
999 Dead. Yes.
999 Dead, as opposed to one less than 1,000 dead.
Yes.
And also here with Chad Nelson from Keller Williams Arizona Living Realty.
How's everybody doing out there?
And the A-Team.
The A-Team.
The A-Team from Keller Williams.
See, Lonnie knows these things.
Get your stuff straight, would you?
All right.
God.
So we're here today to talk about this zombie apocalypse that we hear is coming to Lake Havasu. What can you guys tell us about that?
Well, Joseph and I are actually neighbors, and so we came up with this idea. Joseph does this all the time, so I'm going to turn it over to Joseph to talk about what he does and his props and everything like that.
I build animated creatures for theme parks like Universal Studios, Universal Horror Nights, which is during Halloween time, Not Scary Farm, for many other haunted houses around the United States. And it's all like animated creatures, computer-controlled stuff. We do video effects where it's like CGI projections. We project ghosts and all kinds of crazy things. It's really high-tech stuff.
Okay, so we're not talking about your run-of-the-mill typical haunted house like you see in...
Your dad's haunt from the 70s?
Exactly. We're talking, this is like movie-quality, professional stuff. You actually do stuff for like Not Scary Farm?
Yes.
Wow.
Many of times.
You ever been to Not Scary Farm, Lenny?
Nope.
Fun.
You haven't taken me yet.
No,
And the other great thing about this event is there's going to be live actors dressed up in these zombie, what Joseph calls hero suits.
Yes.
And they're the suits are all shredded, like mangled, like they've been dragging their feet along the highway.
Really detailed, like movie quality, like if you're on the set of The Walking Dead, from head to toe.
So Chad, you have this friend that has all this really cool horror stuff, and you come up with this idea for what?
Well, he says, I'd like to do an event. I tried one time on my own, didn't go so well, and so we actually started talking about a haunted house, and then Joseph went off and did a very successful event in Las Vegas, and said, "Hey, let's try to do them for spring break." So this is the culmination of what we've come up with, and The Walking Dead is so popular right now.
You guys Walking Dead fans?
Yeah.
Yes, I just watched 3 hours last night.
I know I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but on last night's episode, now the spoiler alert, everybody got killed. There's nobody left. So just, you don't have to watch the show anymore.
You say spoiler alert, and then you just blurt it out. I mean, give a pause or something like
everyone's
everyone's
dead. They killed off everybody on the show.
Great. I never watched the show, and now you ruined the whole thing for me.
Maybe you were watching South Park.
Oh, this is the South Park version.
Yeah, it must have been.
I just absolutely love that show, and I've gotten so many people into it. My sister, who, would not watch anything like that, everyone that I showed to, I don't want to watch that stuff. And you get reeled into that show, and you find out that it's really about, humanity more than it is about the zombies. And you start to get so you don't even notice the killing anymore. You can you don't even flinch when you see this stuff.
It's like Days of Our Lives with zombies, basically.
Exactly.
that real men can watch.
That's a good analogy.
So the event that's coming together, it's really starting to come together nicely now. The walls were delivered over the weekend, and Joseph is starting to set those up now, and it's like a true maze. I mean, there's doors that you go through. There's 8-foot walls, and it's all inside this tennis court. It's gonna be really amazing.
It's a decent size, and it's gonna be really cool with all the effect stuff and all the computer controlled creatures. Havasu's never seen anything like that unless you've gone over to California or even some of the bigger haunts in Las Vegas or Phoenix.
Yeah. So we're building this at the tennis courts down by the London Bridge Resort?
Yes.
Where the ice skating rink was? And
yes.
They're on the south side of
there
the
is
resort.
no ice skating at this time.
No, yeah, the ice skating is over with, yeah.
That's kind of a good combination.
Zombies on ice.
Yeah, that's next year.
Disney Zombie on Ice.
We'll do that in December.
So now this is just one of many things you're doing. The Walking Dead. Now it's a paintball maze.
Correct. Yeah. It is a paintball maze. You go through, you make your way through, you hunt the zombies, you shoot the zombies, you got protection on everything like that. They don't shoot back at you, so people that hate, being shot at with paintballs, it can hurt. But our guys are in nice padded zombie suits, and they're waiting to be shot up by all the people coming.
God, that sounds like fun.
And we have some amazing props going in there. One that almost killed us and turned us into zombies. We had
big heavy morgue doors. You're talking about?
3 sets of morgue doors.
Almost took a guy's foot off.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're huge. They're 8 by 8, handmade, and the doors actually open, and they're all rusty and
everything in this is custom built. It's nothing bought from Walmart or Target.
It's the real deal. It's like not Scary Farm or not Scary Farm or Disneyland quality.
Well, so now if you want to go through this and not shoot at people, you can still just do the walkthrough of the maze.
Correct. If you have younger children, you don't want to give a 3-year-old a paintball gun. Some people do, but I don't recommend it. But they can just go through, or they can go through with the parent can hold the gun, and they can go through with their 6-year-old.
So do you do a no scare version for the 3-year-olds?
We can. I mean, we can do not really a no scare, but we can tone it down a bit.
That's a neat thing. We have talked about customizing, a type of walkthrough for younger kids or for kids. But the idea there would be to have their parent go through with them.
Who's the Great Berndini?
That is an actual effect I created. It's like you put an actor in the electric chair. I don't want to say too much what happens, but he does his little magic trick and something happens and he pops out of the chair.
So this is part of this. Is it a separate thing or?
Well, it's going to be a little side attraction that we're doing down there, and you can bring be $2 for the side attraction, or you can bring a couple cans of food and go into it for free. So donate that to the food bank.
Food bank's getting some of the money. What about? Are Boy Scouts is fundraiser for them too?
Yeah. Troop 89. Troop 89 is right now they're gathering volunteers to help out. Do the acting, security, some of the different things that we need bodies for to do down at the event. And like they came and helped unload all the panels on Saturday. So it's more of a group effort to do some of the labor of the event, and in return, Joseph's company is going to make a donation to the Scouts.
And this isn't just a day, a weekend, a week-long event. This is going to be several weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 weeks. It's
22 days, I believe. Yeah. 22 days of complete scariness.
Every day but Sunday, from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. at night.
So what if you're really into this kind of stuff and you want to see how it's made? Is there a way for you to come in and see like behind the scenes?
Yeah, we actually have on the website. You can go and get tickets, or you can buy tickets there at the door. $10. You can do a behind the scenes where you can go through and we can show you how a lot of the stuff works, how it's all controlled and everything,
and how it's made.
Yes,
because some of the things you're going to look at, it's just going to blow your mind.
Yeah, going to blow your mind.
It's hard not to give too many spoilers, but.
We don't want to say what too much is in there. We want people to come down and check it out, and
there will be
really
blood.
Surprised. Yeah.
Great blood.
So cost for this? What's the cost to?
It starts at $10, which gets you your ticket. It gets you you get a little handgun, and you get ammunition to go through, and you can upgrade it to another type of gun, more ammunition. But it's very affordable at $10. If you were in other bigger cities, they'd be charging like $35, $45 for something like this. But we made it very affordable to raise money for the Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
how long would somebody spend going through this maze, do you think?
Depends how scared you are of the zombies.
How fast you run, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, if you make a wrong turn or
we got some
if you
chicken
go through
exits
it.
in there. If you can't go all the way through, you can exit out the little emergency chicken exits, or we call them the zombie entrances too.
Wow, this looks like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and there's we're doing ticket specials right now, but if you go to 999dead.com,
Yeah, you got to type in the number 999 and then the word dead.com.
we have ticket specials going on right now. And why don't you tell them about the ticket specials?
Ticket special right now we have running for 1 week is if you buy the $10 ticket, I believe it is, you get one of our DVDs, which is a ghost projection DVD. You're going to see one of these ghosts projected inside this haunt. You'll get that. It's a $69.95 value. You can use that at your own Halloween parties. For Halloween, you can haunt your house with it. It's very easy to use. It even comes with instructions. You get that DVD. You get to go through the maze, and you also get entered into winning one of our zombie costumes. So you get one of our full zombies, male or female. So it doesn't matter if you're a male or female when you win. You don't want to be stuck with a male costume if you're a female. But you choose one of these costumes. It's $800 to $1,000 value right there on one of our professional zombie costumes.
And,
Just by
and that
buying,
ticket, and that ticket special is when?
It's going on now. It's for 1 week. It's on our website, but you have to go to 999 Dead and buy the tickets on there. You use Visa, MasterCard, PayPal.
Okay, so the actual maze itself opens on the 22nd.
Yes.
So once it begins on March 22nd, then that special that you're speaking of is gone.
Right, it's gone.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
announce
only
the winner.
in
You don't have to be present to be the winner.
Okay.
Because on the website you can buy a ticket and go any night of those 3 weeks. So you don't have to be present to win the costume. We'll put that on our website, put it on Facebook, so people can contact us and say, hey, I won that costume, and come get it from us.
And obviously there's a passion for zombies that you have. I mean, this is not something that you just
I love all
put together.
Horror stuff. Right, I love all horror stuff. I mean, zombies in general, but I also love the really old school Halloween stuff of like the Headless Horseman. When I was younger, I loved the witches, the old scarecrows. I love all that old, old school stuff, and I love the new high tech stuff too that we're doing.
How did you get started in this? I mean, this is...
I actually worked, I'll go way back. I had a newspaper out in San Diego, like 8 years old, and I was buying makeup out of horror magazines to make up my friends. That's kind of how it started there, and took tons of photographs. When I turned just about 17, went down to Los Angeles and begged for a job in Hollywood. I actually worked motion picture for a few years. I'm credited in some crazy horror movies, Lost Highway, which is a David Lynch film. I don't know if you've ever seen that. David Lynch has a huge cult following of his horror films. I worked on Pepsi Cola commercial, Budweiser frogs. I did the skins that went over the mechanics. Worked on Mad TV for 2 years, doing the makeup effects for the first 2 seasons for various companies in Los Angeles.
So you were telling me before we went on air that you just had some stuff air on
Travel Channel.
Travel Channel. What was this?
Yeah, they aired 5 of our products. It was on an episode of, it's called Halloween Crazy, and you can go on YouTube and find the episode. But we're in the first 5 minutes when they show haunted house down in San Diego called McCaney Manor. They show 5 of our products, and a couple of those are actually going to be in this zombie maze.
Well, we'll see if we can maybe find some links to any of that stuff on YouTube if it's available.
Yeah, that episode just showed 5 of my products, which was an electric chair, one of the doors that's going to be in this zombie door thing. It's going to be in this. We got a mirror. I don't want to say too much what the effect is. I want people to come down here and check it out.
I can't wait. This is going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're also doing group rates, too. If you have a group over 10, you'll get $1 off.
Yeah, contact us, too, if you got larger groups.
Okay.
We can make a nice.
And you're tying this all in with the spring break stuff going on down there, too,
yes.
obviously.
Yeah. Kind of calling it Scream Break as well on my website.
Scream Break. Now, having helped with a haunted house years ago for some of the local associations and stuff, I know behind the scenes it was as much fun scaring people.
It is.
As anything. You get the same thrill.
I enjoy scaring people. It is hard to scare me. I go to tons of haunted houses around the U.S. and I just walk through and like touching everything. I want to know what it's made out of, plastic or wood or whatever. But I enjoy, scaring people. A lot of people love to get scared. It's the adrenaline rush. Yeah. And it's just a lot of fun if you guys come down there.
And you have a cast of how many helping you put all this together?
It varies. I mean, we have a good amount of people down there. We won't say too much of how many zombies are running around. And
so is it like Not Scary Farm where you're not even in yet, and there's fog and they're messing with you, and I mean that's the thing that makes like Not Scary Farm so.
Oh yeah.
Because you're walking down the street where you normally go to all the rides and stuff's coming out at you when you're not.
Yeah, there may be a little bit of wait in line depending on how many people's there, but we're going to entertain them while they're in line. That's my favorite thing to do is entertain the crowd there and give them a little bit of thrill before they get in there. So we got some little
maybe we'll have
things.
Maybe we'll have Lonnie down there as a volunteer zombie.
That would be cool.
Putting on a costume.
Lurch. Yeah. My kids got, after a couple of times at the haunted houses, the people that were out messing around, they were making them mad by saying, "Oh, you're fake and that's not real," and the people that were trying to scare them were getting aggravated by these little kids yelling at them, "You're not real."
Sounds like WWF wrestling.
Yeah. Got brutal when it got inside.
I will say this, though. I have scared Joseph.
You did?
Yeah.
When was that? Oh, yeah, with your dog. Every time you ring my doorbell, I open the door, this pit bull comes in the door. Yeah, I was bit a few years ago down in Santa Monica in California.
He screams like a little girl.
I had this pit bull started chasing me down the street, and I ran to my car, and the girl I was dating at the time had locked the car, and I was like banging on the windows as the pit bull was running down the street after me. I was about ready to leap on top of the car and have her drive off.
I see a pit bull zombie in the maze. That'll be the highlight.
Molly would do it. She's a good dog.
Yeah, wasn't expecting to open a door and a pit bull walks in. Yeah, a little frightening.
And you put this together to help benefit the Boy Scouts here locally?
Our scouts, we have a really...
Not something that you would normally associate with a Boy Scout activity.
No, and our the reason why I'm putting a lot of time and effort into this is because when I was a youth and when Joseph was a youth, we had a lot of fun in Boy Scouts, and times are a little different now. Most of the parents are both working, and the kids just don't have the outdoor opportunities that they used to, or that I had when I was a kid, let's just say. And so, by raising these funds, I'm going to be able to do some really, really neat things with them. Take them, across state and go do things like Fossil Springs or Havasu Falls. Maybe take them on a rafting trip. This is my motivation behind putting the work and the effort into it.
Right. I tell people too, we didn't really set this up for the spring breakers that come here. It's more for the residents of Havasu and Kingman and Parker and Needles. We want them to come out and support this. Hope raise money for the Boy Scouts, and if any of the spring breakers come, that's great too. So
you come on down, you get scared. For a good cause, raise some money to help the youth here at Lake Havasu.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do want to put in a plug for Cal Sheehy. He really got us the premier location. It's probably the best location we could have had in Lake Havasu.
Overlooking the London Bridge is awesome.
And he's really bent over backwards to make things work out for us. So
he's a great guy.
He is a great guy, and a great company.
And this is just a prelude to you've got something worked up for the fall too. You're coming back with maybe depending upon how this goes.
Yes.
So come on down, people.
Well,
we want this to go good, so it comes back again.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yes, I said the Girl Scouts have the cookies and Boy Scouts have the zombies this year.
That's right. Right down there at the tennis courts at London Bridge Resort.
Well, awesome.
So we go to the website. We can get tickets at 999dead.com.
Yes, or you can buy them at the front door too.
Or they're starting March 22nd, going through April 12th. It's just dark on Sundays, no zombies on Sundays, and
the church
going from 5 to 10 p.m.
They go back to the burial.
You're going to feel like going to church after going through this thing.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we really appreciate you guys coming on our show, talking about the zombie apocalypse. And let's take a minute to thank our sponsors.
Starting off with the Lonnie Stevenson Mortgage Team over at High Tech Mortgage. Buying, selling your home. Give us a call. We'll help you get the financing that you need to make that transaction happen. Or if you're just refinancing, give us a call, 928-716-6723.
And your good friends at Chicago Title, looking for help with a real estate transaction. We could actually do a transaction right here. We have a real estate agent, we have a lender, we have a title company.
Let's buy a graveyard.
And we have a buyer.
And we have a buyer right here.
Yeah.
Did you bring your checkbook?
Yeah, that's what this is all about. You going to buy something now?
Yeah, this was actually a sales pitch
He
directly.
needs another house.
So Chicago Title, 928-855-4196. Come on and find us at 490 South Lake Havasu Avenue. We're here for all your real estate transaction needs. with that, we will end our podcast. We got some good stuff coming up in the next week or two, so keep us tuned in. And as always, you can find us on iTunes, Spreaker.com, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTube, you name it.
And if you haven't subscribed, why haven't you?
Yeah, please subscribe.
That way you make sure you get all the episodes as they're coming out. Lots of cool things. We actually have people calling us now wanting to do shows. So
yep, it's growing. And we want to thank everybody. We're over 1,000 listeners, so that's pretty cool for being for doing this for about a month. So thank you to everybody that's been listening. Keep tuning in.
And thank you, Lonnie, for shaving your beard.
yes,
Thank you. Oh yes,
You look normal.
we were going to have a beard shaving in the podcast, but you
did
couldn't
notice.
see it. So.
You look like a goat before.
And with that, we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.